Brought to you by Fastpitch TV and sponsored by 3-Piece Tea, here's another episode from the 2015 College World Series.
Good afternoon. At this time, we have University of Florida head coach Tim Walton, student athlete Lauren Hager, student athlete Taylor Fuller, student athlete Nicole DeWitt. At this time, Coach, general comments about the game, then we'll open it up for questions.
Well, yeah. First of all, I think I already said this on TV a second ago. That just what a tremendous season for Auburn softball. Great offense, great components. Great coaches, great competitors. Just a great game, great softball game. They were tough to prepare for. They were so similar to us in their bats, and you could see that with their third time through the lineup already in the fourth inning. But there's really the main credit's going to go to Lauren and Jen Rocha. I really wanted to pull Lauren in the fifth just to change up the look. I felt like they were starting to square it up, and Lauren changed up the pitch call, and changed up the approach. So I think again, give the two of them credit. Really felt like she started to really pitch a lot better and was a lot tougher to hit. And again, I'll save you some time. We're not going to elaborate on what we did or how we did it. Just know that we did change up some things and make some adjustments with her. I thought they got the momentum. Kirsty did a great job throwing the balls to the plate. We escaped a little bit. I think escaped's probably a good word. Escaped a little bit, but some nice defensive plays. Taylor Fuller getting us on the board with the answer with two, and then we were able to get back with that one with Justine sliding at the plate. So I thought that was huge, just keeping the momentum where we wanted to. Not our best game. I think a lot goes to Auburn. I thought they kind of took us out of our game a little bit by the number of left-handed bats and hitting the ball the other way and changing some things up. Very tough it's really tough to defend. But overall, just I can't be more happy just to be here. This is our 10th time. This is my 10th season. This is our 7th time here. 4 times playing for a national championship, and you can't win it if you don't get there. And I'm really happy to coach these players and competitors and tremendous athletes. And again, give them all the credit. I really think that they really stepped up, found a way to get it done.
Questions?
Michael Kenny, Norman transcript. Nicole, can you just talk about what was your mentality going to the plate in the final at bat, and just how good did that feel to see the run come across?
I was just trying to keep it simple. I had a rough couple previous at bats, so I went to my slap, and then I just tried to place the ball into a little hole and found the hole, and Justine came around and scored.
Fernando Cadete, ESPN 850. Lauren, do you feel like over the course of the game the strike zone wasn't as consistent as he was what you're accustomed to?
She can't
answer that question.
And a question for Taylor. Down 2-1, you have that clutch at bat, getting the home run. Just talk about what happened there.
I was the lead off in that inning. Just trying to get on base for my team, turn the lineup over, get those top batters back up, seeing more pitches, making her throw more pitches, and then I just happened to square it up.
Lauren, Pat Dooley, Gainesville Sun. Can you talk about gutting it out? I mean, you threw 160 pitches, you gave the most hits you've given all year, and it seemed to be a battle for you out there, where you've been obviously dominating so much.
Yeah, I mean, they're a great hitting team. I haven't faced them yet, and they were a great hitting team. We just kind of made an adjustment to our pitch calling a little bit, but it was a battle. It was a dogfight. It was a nice, clean softball game of just fighting each other and getting out so we needed to. They did a great job. Their hitters are great, and they're very, very well trained.
And how much did you have left? I mean, how far could you have gone?
I mean, I'm all about adrenaline. I'm all about the pump up, but I think I would have gone out there and done it as long as I could, for sure.
Chris Harry, Gatorzone.com. Back to you, Nicole. You'd been lifted for a pinch hitter. Was it hard to stay, mentally in the game, focused on the game, because you said you were frustrated with your first few at-bats?
Yeah, I was frustrated, but then I knew I had to get back in the dugout and cheer on Bree. I had to help out my teammate and root for her in any way possible and hope for her to get the hit.
Tim, Graham Hayes, ESPN. In terms of the balance of patience and power and speed, pitching, defense, how close is this roster to what your ideal would be?
That's a good. It's a good question. I think that every team would probably like to have a little bit more left-handed players, just because of what they can do, like you saw right there with Nicole. But I'll take this team, and I told them this in the middle of the year. We had a couple games where we just didn't play our best, and I told them I'd die for any one of these kids. They are such great people and great character and great competitors. I think sometimes you have great athletes and they might not know what they're doing. These guys are fighters. We built this program because of them, and they know how to win. I think that ingredient right there is probably the biggest component that I've taken from these players is, they may not be the best in every skill, but they're really good at a lot of skills, and they're really good at the winning skill, and I'm really happy for that, that's for sure.
Kyle Fredrickson with the Oklahoman. Question for you, Tim. You've got a team that's defending national champions coming back to the stage. What does it mean to you to have a freshman step up and really make the biggest hit of the game there at the end?
If it was Nicole or if it was Kelsey Stewart or Bree, I mean, we're happy for everybody's happy for everybody. I was happy for the way she responded. I went matchup. I don't know if you watched it wasn't I was pitching. I went lefty. That left-handed pitcher's pretty tough on a left-handed batter. So I knew by having my 9-1-2 all be left-handed in a row, I was going to have to pinch hit for one of them at some point in time. We decided to bump with Justine and pinch hit for Nicole, as opposed to pinch hitting for Justine and then maybe riding it out that direction. So we had that. I mean, that was a pre-plan that Bree was going to get the at-bat when the left-handed pitcher came in. That prompted them to make the pitching change back to Davis. So and then the key was we just kept Bree out there for a little bit longer, and Jess, and they just kind of rotated themselves through. But this kid right here has hit some big walk-offs for us. I mean, she's done things already. I mean, she's a good one, and we're happy that she's only a freshman because she's only going to get better.
Nico Tan, ESPN 850. Coach, what's the message in the locker room after a tough, dramatic, long win like that one?
Well, the key word you said there was a long win, so it's a lot easier to have the tough, long win conversation than the tough, long loss conversation, Nico. I think the biggest thing is for us, we had a walk-off win here to get to the championship series in 2009. It was very emotional, it was very draining, and our team didn't respond very well to the next game we played on Monday night against Washington. So I've got that in my back pocket. We will definitely get them up tomorrow early in the morning. We'll do everything different than we've ever done before to prepare them so we can get rid of this emotional win to move forward for the championship series.
And then as a follow-up, Coach, you enter the championship series without using Delaney or Lely. Is that kind of a positive, or that's like a backhand, like, I lost my train of thought like that one guy did.
Is it positive or is it a negative? I think that's probably the easiest way to say it. Is that a positive or a negative? For me personally, it's a positive because we were playing for a national championship. The negative is that I've got two pitchers that haven't had experience pitching here in 3 weeks, but we're going to use them. So, whether we can get Lauren into the pool tonight, swimming, and get her range of motion back and see where she's at tomorrow, it'll be more than likely a game time decision who we throw, whether it be Alicia or Lauren or Delaney. But at the end of the day, it's a good problem to have. I'd rather be in that situation, I'm sure.
This is for Lauren and Taylor. Can you both just expound a little bit on what you see out of Nicole that you think allows her to be able to come through in moments like this?
I mean, I hit behind Nicole a lot during the season. For most of the season, I've hit behind her. And she just has so many tools. She can do everything. She can hit a home run. She can bunt for a hit. She can slap. She can swing away. Like, she just has so many tools. And, I mean, I wish sometimes I was lefty for that reason. But no, she's great. And she has a lot of heart and a lot of fight. And she knows what she's doing up there. Great knowledge of the game.
Lauren pretty much said it. Nicole's been in that position before. That's not her first rodeo here. So she knows what to do in that position, and she is usually successful.
Yes, Tim, I was going to ask you about at the end of the 8th, Auburn made that great defensive play at home plate. Was there a miscommunication on the base pass on the tag?
I'd hate to, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I don't think that's the way to go about coaching. I'll take the blame. It's easy for me. I'll just say it's my fault. Whether it is or not, I'll just take the blame. I think, again, she had a great slide at the plate. I think, I won't take the blame. I'll say it's easy. You get caught up in emotions. Someone hits the ball that hard. Their player did it the same way. We did it back in return. It's an emotional play. The ball's hit stung like that, and you're wanting to win. So at the end of the day, yeah, we made a mistake. And whether, I should have had her back closer to the bag a lot sooner.
I was going to ask Taylor also, what was the momentum like in the dugout after you hit the home run? You're back in the game after falling behind 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's difficult to stay up, but we've proved all season that we can come back. We're never, whether we're down by 9 or we're down by 1, we're gonna come back, and you better be ready for that. So I mean, the energy is always up in the dugout, no matter what the score is.
Coach Pete LaFleur, College Softball 360. I have a question for you that some sports we usually have a day off and we can talk to you about going into the championships. So I was just wondering if you could shift focus here for us. Trying to repeat, which is something that Billy Donovan did, of course, with the Gators basketball back then. If you could share with us, was it easier or harder being defending champs, this process? Did Coach Donovan or any other people give you advice? There aren't many teams that repeat in college sports, particularly in a team sport. So maybe you could just give us a little insight on what that journey's been like and any advice you got.
Yeah, I won't probably give you too much. I don't want to take up too much time here, but I did lean on Billy and Urban and some other friends that I've been around who've been successful coaches. The key is this wasn't easier, but it was a lot easier to understand mistakes because you understand what the finished product can look like. So I think that was the key. We were able to understand that. This team resembles a lot of what we did last year. We played good softball throughout the season. We had some ups, we had some downs. Got to the College World Series and kind of hit our stride a little bit. We had a good team, and I think that's when I look at what we do on paper. We had 3 All-Americans this year. We only had 2 last season, and we if you take a picture and put it in the dictionary of what a team is supposed to look like, I think this team would fill a lot of pages of what it's supposed to look like. We've got a lot of kids on our team that just do so many things to make coaching fun. We've got kids that pick signs. We've got kids that pick up bats. We've got kids that that do so many things to help a team win. So it wasn't harder, but there's so many different challenges of actually coming back after winning a championship that you're afraid that you're gonna make mistakes and you're gonna think, oh, we're just gonna rest upon that for this season. These players did not. I think they took their practice levels to another level, or their practice skills to another level. But we didn't overdo it either, and that was the thing that I really worked. Billy and I are very similar, that we want to work and we want to push them and push them and push them. And he said the biggest mistake he potentially could have made was push them too hard, thinking everybody was going to give them their best shot. And he said he backed off, and from that they really took off once he trusted what they did to prepare. And I trust what these guys do to prepare. I think there's where the similarities are.
And Nicole, you said that coming on the field when you first got here and people wanted to high five you over the railing was the best feeling ever. And you said your home run was the best feeling ever. I'm just wondering if this is the best feeling ever.
It might be. They just all add up. It's just they're all great feelings. Like a bunch of people don't get to experience these things, and to know that I'm one of them, it's really cool. It's a really cool feeling.
We have time for one more question.
Ted James, Michigan Daily. Coach, also looking towards the championship series, you've gotten a chance to see both teams you could potentially play. Is there one you feel you match up against better?
No, I don't. I think that both teams have a pretty good balance. As going through the super regionals and watching Michigan play Georgia and seeing LSU play Arizona and then watching them all play here at the College World Series, they're both. These are the 4 teams that I starred. I thought Oregon could have maybe replaced us or somebody else depending on how the matchups went. But these 4 teams, Auburn, Florida, LSU, and Michigan, were 4 teams I went, wow, any one of those 4 teams that really felt like the way they were playing coming down the stretch could win a national championship. And so I don't think we match up particularly well with either one of them. I just hope that they don't match up as well with us either. So I think that's our key.
Hi, my name's Andrea Durant. I'm a 2-time national champion with UCLA, a 2-time world champion with the USSSA Florida Pride, and a 2008 U.S. silver medalist with Team USA. I believe that the 3-piece tee is a great tool, whether you're just starting out playing softball or you're a U.S. Olympian, because everybody needs balance in their swing, because balance is power.